Welcome back to the channel. This is a pick a card reading. So I have two decks here. You're gonna pick which deck resonates most with you. Group number 1, group number 2, or if you feel called to, you can watch both readings. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind, because these are general readings. Tarot is not fortune telling. I will not tell you anything that you don't already know. This is just a tool for your soul's expansion. We're going to start with group number 1. We will pull some cards for your overall energy, and then we will pull some more for clarification, and we'll end with an oracle card. So group number 1, what is the overall energy of the reading for group number 1? Group number 1, at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Death card. So this is an ending and a beginning. This is something dying away so that something new can be born out of it. Yeah, just the ending of a cycle. This is probably like a major life event, a major life cycle that's ending so that something new can begin. This is you being enlightened to something that needs to die away in your life. This is living in alignment. This could be something that's like an ego death, like a hit to your ego, just like a realization that changes things, or there could be actual things happening for you that are changing. I do think it has to do with some sort of belief system or communication that comes in suddenly, or an action that is taken suddenly, spontaneously here, something that you're passionate about, or yeah, just something about your belief system aligning with your actions, your belief systems aligning with your actions, and then you take some sort of inspired action here, and it seems like it's out of the blue with the Ace of Wands just coming out of nowhere. This is like divine intervention, a new beginning, yeah, just something spontaneous. I do think that followed by it is the Two of Wands. This is you wanting to change your life, and you are following some sort of inspired action, and maybe this was like something coming out of the blue, some sort of communication or information that was presented to you that changed your view on things. And because of that, you started taking action into going into a new reality for yourself, creating something for yourself here. Because you have the Two of Wands, so this is now you in like the planning stages. This is you kind of like easing back on action, because you're like, wait, okay, so everything's changing now because I have this new belief system, or something has come to my attention that I'm like passionate about, but I'm kind of taking a step back for a second because I want to plan, I want to have foresight, I want to see the obstacles before they happen for me. I think that what you're planning to move towards, or what you could be leaving, is a comfort zone of like a home life, a family life. So you're leaving some sort of comfort zone from your emotional attachments, basically. Like this could be you branching out from your family, or branching out from, like, you've reached a certain level of emotional fulfillment in your home life, and now you want to focus on your career, or you want to focus on your beliefs and your spirituality, or you're wanting to find purpose. You want to follow something that you're passionate about now, because in the background you have this support system, you have created stability for yourself, you are okay with your relationships that you have. You are avoiding something or weighing some sort of options I only say avoidance because this person is blindfolded, which is like ignoring your intuition. They're guarded. They're balancing too heavy thoughts or too heavy options or too, this could be like internal dialogue. So it's like on one hand I have the angel, one hand I have the devil, like talking to me of what I should do type thing. This could be people, this could be thoughts, this could be ideas. Like I have two ideas that I want to go towards. You have two twos here. So you have partnerships being created, and that could be with the wands, with your belief system, in your actions, aligning those. And then with the swords, this is your thoughts and communication, so aligning those, creating partnership within that. And sometimes that's harder, easier said than done. It's harder than it seems to be able to think one thing and speak the same thing that you're thinking, you know, or like I want to feel good about myself, but I talk to myself negatively, that kind of thing. But I see here that you're trying to weigh options, or maybe you're avoidant of making a decision. You have the Page of Swords looking over to the Two of Swords. So I do think that you end up making a choice. And I think it's because you receive new information, or like an idea, you receive clarity, and you're able to, despite like the storm it may create from you making this decision, leaving this comfort zone, taking this action, dying to your old life, you're gonna make it anyways, because you know that it is what you're supposed to be doing. I do think that some people are gonna be disappointed in your decisions, or you might feel disappointed when you make certain decisions and some people just can't handle it, like relationship wise. This could be friendships, partnerships, anything like that. Any people that you're emotionally invested in, any relationships or things. It doesn't even have to be people. This could just be like things that you've emotionally invested in, areas of your life that you're emotionally invested in, whatever life circumstances only you can know. End up feeling disappointed, or you're disappointed with what has happened in the past, and you're kind of like focused on that, and that might be why you haven't left your comfort zone here. There's some sort of disappointment with the Five of Cups. This is like conflict. 5 means conflict in tarot, and there are cups, spilled over cups, so like failures or things that are just disappointing that you're focusing on, versus the support that you still have, or the good things that you still have that you can be grateful for. But this could also just be, I think you hear the Page of Swords, and so I think that there's like, because you're trying to make the decision of whether or not to go after or do this action, and it's because you don't want to disappoint people. But in both, you are turned away from emotional investments. Let's take a deeper look. I do see clarity coming in for you with the Ace of Swords. I'm just going to pull one clarification card for each one of your cards here. Okay, so the Ace of Wands is clarified by the Temperance card. So I do think that you are aligning your spirituality, your belief system, and your actions right now. So mind, body, spirit. You have had this like epiphany, or something has happened where you're just like, what? Like, I all of a sudden now am seeing things differently. I want to do things differently. I want to take different actions. I want to speak differently. And it's because you want to be balanced. You want to become balanced here with the Temperance card. You want to be grounded. You want to be in touch with your emotions, but you don't want to be overwhelmed by it. You want to be grounded in reality. You know that there's this journey that you want to take now, and it's going to lead to more like enlightenment, more consciousness, a higher version of yourself. But yeah, this is like about pouring into yourself, and because that you're able to pour into others. This is just like balance from within is balance from without. So really wanting to align your belief system with your actions here. Your Two of Wands, which is not leaving your comfort zone and planning, but having the world in your hands, is backed by the Queen of Cups, which is emotional maturity, being able to have compassion for others, compassion for yourself. This queen has the lid on her emotions, on her cup, but she's intently focused on it. So she's able to give to herself and not overgive to others. She's not projecting her emotions onto others. She's surrounded by her emotions, but she's on shore. So she's not, drowning in her emotions. This is somebody who is like a compassionate feminine energy, meaning that it's more about the inner world. So again, aligning your belief system with your actions here, not getting overly emotional, becoming balanced with your emotions. You have the 10 of Cups backed by the Page of Cups. So and I'm going to pull one more card for that, because it seems like you're turning your back to these emotional investments. I think maybe the foundation of certain relationships was immature, or it wasn't what it seemed. You do have the 6 of Cups and then the 9 of Coins. So I feel like maybe you are thinking about how your childhood and your roots have formed the basis of your relationships and your emotional investments and your emotional baseline in general. Some people have an emotional baseline of joy. Some people have an emotional baseline of anxiety. And it all stems from how we learned to control our emotions and where that stems from. So I think right now, you're looking at how you came to be in these relationships, how you act in relationships, who you're attracting, and I think you also want to kind of go off on your own and create something for yourself. Maybe there's a level of codependency that you've been existing in that you are wanting to step away from. You're wanting to kind of like bring it into yourself, find balance within yourself, because there's something immature or nostalgic or something about your past coming through here. Only you can know what that's referencing towards. The 2 of Swords is backed by the King of Pentacles. So again, you're wanting to create something for yourself here, but you're a little bit avoidant of taking that step, taking that journey, because maybe you're afraid that you're not able to do it. Maybe you're afraid that you're not capable of doing it. Maybe you've never seen it done before here with your roots coming in with the 6 of Cups. It's hard to imagine yourself doing something when you don't have an example of it in real life. And because even if you know that people have done it before, it's harder to resonate with that energy because it's not something that you've personally experienced. So it seems detached from you. It seems impossible to you, but it's not. That's just you avoiding basically your potential. So yeah, I would look at that. The Page of Swords is clarified by the 2 of Cups. And again, the Page of Swords is looking away from this 2 of Cups. There's something here, I don't want to speak it necessarily, but there could, for some of you, this could resonate for some of you as a breakup, or just you leaving a relationship because you're wanting to focus, or it doesn't even have to be like a breakup, but it's like, I am not going to be so focused on my relationship or my emotional investments right now. I want to be focused on things in the physical, on my thoughts and my actions and my beliefs, and creating something for myself. And maybe some of you see relationships as a distraction right now, or emotional investments as a distraction right now, because the Five of Cups is clarified by the Devil card. So there could be a level of toxicity here in relationships or in disappointing emotional investments. So it's like these things are disappointing to you, and there is codependency, there is attachment, there is a feeling of being shackled to these things. This could be you self-sabotaging relationships as well, because you just want to focus on whatever. But I think that because the Death card is clarified by the Chariot, I think that you need to take control of your life here, and you need to be able to let die what needs to let die. It doesn't matter what everyone else thinks or what everyone else says or how much that you've invested in these things. It's like you are capable of doing things on your own, and I do think that you will find purpose in that, and I do think that you will be able to take action quickly and leave things that are no longer serving you. But you can't bring your past into the future, otherwise you'll be confused with the Seven of Cups. There's just something about relationships here that's just not serving you at this time, and maybe you're ignoring that because it's scary to be alone, or whatever that is for you. Only you can know. But let's go ahead and pull an oracle card to end this reading for you, group number 1. How can we tie this all together for group number 1? And it just goes flying out. So you do have quantum jump, number 36. Let's go ahead and read this for you. Number 36, grasshopper. In physics, it is understood that a quantum particle breaks down to the smallest particles that create the fabric of reality. A quantum particle is every version of itself at once, yet when the particle is observed, it becomes the version of itself that is reacting to the observer's consciousness. This also applies to humans. In layman's terms, we are every version of ourselves, but our consciousness dictates that version of ourselves which we choose to be. Grasshopper's medicine jumps into your cards today and asks you to quantum jump into the highest version of yourself. You do this by assuming the identity and emotion of the self you want to be. It is in you to be the most fantastic version of you. You just need to jump into it. Stand up straight, fix your posture, wake up early to pray, meditate, and move. Eat foods that the most amazing version of you would eat. Dress the way the highest version of yourself dresses. Work like the version of you that you respect. Treat people the way the highest version of you treats people. Take action towards goals in the same way that the version of you who is making big wins would take. Start loving yourself the way the version of you who is in love with themselves would treat themselves. This card says you can no longer identify with being a victim to circumstance. That's the Devil card and the Five of Cups here. You're not a victim of circumstance, okay? You are powerful and you create your own reality. Grasshopper's medicine asks you to choose to be the version of yourself that feels the most fulfilling right now. What you've been chasing this entire time is within you. Jump into the you that actualizes their potential. I hope that you guys resonated with this reading. If you did, let me know how in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I'll be doing pick a card, pick a deck readings every Friday. So group number 2, let's go ahead and look at your overall energy. Group Group number 2, at the bottom of the deck, you have the 9 of Wands. So this is a test of faith. This is putting up boundaries. This is feeling a little bit jaded by life, a little bit jaded by situations that have happened or actions that you've taken in the past that have been not in alignment with who you really are or what you want to be. And you had to learn the lessons from those actions, and now you're just kind of like hardened a little bit by life. You may be in survival mode, waiting for the next bad thing to happen or the next lesson to happen, with the 9 of Wands here. You also have the 4 of Pentacles, so this is you being conservatory with your money, with your energy, with your resources. This is you wanting to build a foundation in the physical. This is you being really focused on just really honing in and holding on to everything that you've created so far. You could be being really frugal right now. There's a kind of lends to like a scarcity mindset in a way, because the next card is the 5 of Pentacles in the deck, but also you do have the 5 of Pentacles right here, I just realized. So it's like if you act as if, because the 9 of Wands is about mindset, about belief system. Your belief system affects your mindset, which affects your actions. But if you believe that you only have so much resources and all these things, then you're gonna act like you are living in scarcity and poverty, and then you will experience that because you say this and the universe says yes. So you are like a self-prophesizing being, and your thoughts and your belief systems really do shape your reality because it affects your actions and your vibration. So I would say that you need to look at how you're viewing the physical dimension, how you're viewing your energy and where you're putting it, how you're viewing poverty and scarcity and lack and limitation. Are you embodying that energy, or are you leaving that energy? You do have the 9 of Cups here, which is a card about wish come true. It's a card about emotional fulfillment. This is somebody who has created emotional fulfillment on their own. They're grateful for the things that they've created. You have the Justice card, which is about the scales being balanced by divine intervention. This could be like a court situation for some, but I don't know, that doesn't necessarily resonate with this reading for me. But yeah, it's about the law of cause and effect. So it's like, are you so scared to share your resources that you're ending up alone here, and that's your karma from it? Because you also have the Knight of Cups, which is you wanting to like go towards something, you wanting to emotionally invest in something, you going after, like following your heart, you being creative, charming, you're walking towards something. But let's dig deeper so we can get a better picture for group number 1. Group number 2. Why I moved this card is because my hand wanted to put it here, so I just switched them. We have the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which is about you being able to create something out of nothing. You having limitless potential, being excited to create something, knowing that it doesn't matter what the external circumstances look like. You do have the ability, if you have the belief in yourself, to create something out of nothing. The 4 of Pentacles is backed by the Five of Cups. So I do think that because of things maybe in your past or failed like relationships or failed emotional investments, now you're more focused on creating something in the physical. You've been disappointed in the past. And so now moving forward, you want more of a stable foundation. And I think in order to create that, you're focusing on manifesting things into the physical, the tangible. You want tangible proof of your hard work. You want to be conservatory with your resources because you've given freely, lovingly to things, to people, to situations in the past, and it has left you feeling jaded, it's left you feeling disappointed. But I would say that with the Five of Cups, you're focusing on regret and disappointment and being pessimistic instead of realizing that behind you, you still have things to be grateful for, relationships that are important, emotional investments that are still valid. The Five of Pentacles is backed by the Page of Swords. So I do think that you're going to get some clarity about this insecurity or lack mindset. You are going to get like an idea to help you move forward. You're going to feel like you are on top of a situation. This is you like maybe digging into, like you're wanting to like learn about maybe creating wealth, or you're wanting to learn about manifestation. It could even be, or you're wanting to learn how to communicate better, or it's like you just had like a frog in my throat. You like really learning about or receiving some sort of communication that is bringing clarity to you about poverty, lack mindset, about feeling left out. Because a lot of the times when we're feeling like, oh, like why is this happening to me? It's like there's so many solutions, so many ways to get out of our situation that we're not even trapped in, but we could feel trapped in because it's all we've ever experienced, blah, blah, blah. And it's like all we need to do is like learn something new. Have a different perspective, have a different mindset, have a different internal dialogue, different story and narration about what's going on. The Nine of Cups is backed by the Emperor, so I do think that in order to get this emotional satisfaction and contentment and stability that you're trying to create for yourself with the Nine of Cups, with the Emperor, you do need to be disciplined. You do need to take control of your life. You need to look at your relationship with control. Is there somebody in your life that is controlling? Did you learn that relationships are controlling? Like there's something about that there. Yeah. This could also be about authority figures. You could be going to somebody who has the things that you want and asking them how they got it. But discipline is freedom, and discipline allows you to have emotional fulfillment because you build self-esteem through discipline. Because when you tell yourself you're going to do something and you do it, it builds your self-esteem because then you can trust yourself. So that will resonate for some of you. The Justice card is clarified by the King of Cups, which is about emotional balance, compassion. This is somebody who is empathetic to others, somebody who is emotionally mature, somebody who is able to help others because they've helped themselves. So the scales are going to be balanced, and this is like a divine intervention. So I think maybe you felt lack and jaded and like a victim of life in the past, but I think now you're starting to realize like, wait, if I want a different life, I have to create it for myself. Nobody's going to come in and do it for me. And I think that stems from emotional maturity and understanding that, yeah, no one's coming to save you and that you do have to save yourself. The Knight of Cups is backed by the Eight of Pentacles, which is about skill development and basically self-mastery. So I think that you understand that maybe in order to call in the life that you want, you have to just act as if it's already yours. You have to take the daily, do the daily actions. You have to repeat tasks over and over and over again to become a master at those tasks. You're really like, I think your work and you doing these discipline, like daily routines, is going to bring you emotional fulfillment, and it's exciting, and it's helping you see the beauty in yourself and the beauty in life again, because you're able to work hard at something and see the results of it, and that brings you emotional fulfillment. The 9 of Wands, which is you being a little bit jaded and guarded, is backed by the Lovers card. The Lovers is about relationships, partnerships, soulmate energy, but it's also about making a choice and becoming complete within yourself first, so that you can call in soulmates and like partnerships with other people. I think maybe you have a negative outlook on relationships right now, or you've been jaded by relationships in the past, or you're jaded in making decisions in general, and so you're kind of like not knowing, like, or avoiding, or just, I don't know, like something about responsibility. And just, it could also be relationships though, because you do have the 9 of Cups, which is like a single card. You do have the 8 of Coins, which is like working on yourself. The 5 of Cups, you're disappointed in certain relationships of the past. The King of Cups is mature, but then you're going with the 9 of Cups, which is kind of like, I don't know, like single energy. So it could just be like you wanting to focus on yourself and create something for yourself here. And I think it has to do with your finances and things in the physical, but you do have to align your belief system in order to get what you want. You have to align it with your actions. You have to walk in alignment with your soul's purpose. There's something that you're good at that comes naturally to you. I would look at that and know that you do have the ability to create whatever it is that you want with the Magician. You just need to look at things from a different perspective with the Hanged Man. Needing to look at things from a different perspective to get what you want. Because I think that you have just like a warped perception of manifestation, but I think you're realizing it, and I think you know now that like it takes hard work to get what you want, and it also takes not being jaded by the past, not blaming your failures on relationships either, because some of you may have blamed your failed attempts at things on partnerships, and so now you're like when I'm in a relationship I just can't this or that. And it's like, well, that's not even the case. It's just like, that's just you. But maybe that these relationships like trigger that in you, but that's because it already exists. So something about lack, something about relationships here, and wanting to create a better life for yourself. But the scales will be balanced. You are going to be able to create what it is that you want. It's just really taking action, being disciplined, having boundaries, aligning your belief system, and just believing that you can have what it is that you want. I hope that this resonated. Let's go ahead and pull an oracle card for you, group number 2, to end off this reading, to tie it all together. You have Face Your Fear and Almost There. Face Your Fear, number 38. In the forest, Crow will often warn other animals of oncoming hunters. Crow comes when a fear or uncomfortable situation must be faced and transformed. It is through facing the fear that the animals in the forest are able to escape and survive. Crow isn't just cawing at you to face your fears, he's asking you to do something with the energy that comes from those fears. Crow is the master alchemist. Crow is the master alchemist. Alchemy was the practice of transmutation, turning base metals such as lead into more valuable metal like gold. Many alchemists were interested in this science on a psychological level. We can apply the principle of alchemy to our psychological development. Think about the power your pain holds. What if you could take the energy of all your trauma, fear, worry, and doubts and turn it into your greatest asset? Crow says you can turn the energy of pain into your shining light. The key is the consistent effort to manipulate your emotions to your liking. For example, let's say you are dealing with a trigger that is bringing up fear. First, accept what you feel and then choose to transmute the energy. If you are fearful of something and avoiding it, face it and deal with it. If you are lost in a trauma bubble, choose to shift your physiology by movement and exercise. If you are procrastinating to clean. If you are avoiding telling someone your true feelings, tell them. If you feel unhealthy and unattractive, change how you eat and adorn your body with clothes that honor your appearance. If you are overwhelmed with feeling like a victim, create an art project that demonstrates your power. This idea isn't to escape what you are dealing with, but instead face it and then change how you're dealing with it. This is where the shift begins. Crow's medicine to transmute energy is also your birthright. Take action and transmute your energy. I hope that you guys like this reading. If it resonated, please let me know how in the comments below. If you want to see more of this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I will be posting pick a card readings every Friday. I will see you guys in the next video.